Okay, Assalamu alaikum warahmatullah. If you watch this live stream or live or you watch it later, I hope you find this live session helpful for you. Today, inshallah, we're going to cover two lessons, two sessions we take at school about unit, two lessons in the unit, which are A World of Weather, pages 304, 305. Also, the other session is Measuring Weather, 306, 307. We will cover these four pages. Then we will give anyone a chance if you have any question. Again, I hope you find this helpful. I hope you can have an answer for all of your questions when you finish watching this live session. Uh, let's start sharing the screen for everyone. Let's share the entire screen. Also the sound. No, I have not much experience doing this, so forgive me if there is any back noise or anything. Let's start with the first topic for our live session today, A World of Weather, pages 304, 305. Basically, in this PowerPoint, we are going to learn or we'll try together to understand what is weather, kinds of weather, what's happened to the weather, why do we have different weathers and different seasons throughout the whole year. Also, we're going to focus specifically on clouds, types of clouds. When I see this cloud in the sky, what does it tell me, and so on. Okay, inshallah, let's start. The first thing we're going to talk about is weather. Okay, let's take it one by one. If you look at the sky, you will see the sun. I will make it bigger for you so that everyone can see it. Also, I will use the laser pointer. If you look at the sky, you will see the sun. This sun is too powerful, it's too strong, it has a lot of light and heat inside it. In fact, it looks like this. Let's flip it. Looks like this. This is the sun from a closer look. It's filled with gases, and these gases are making reaction that produce the heat, this huge amount of heat for the sun. The heat of the sun is too strong and too powerful. There is a fact for you. This is our planet Earth. If all of the heat of the sun come to the earth, it will burn it. We cannot live in it because it will be too hot. So, Allah created for us a protective layer like the coat or the scarf that you wear when you feel too cold. It protects you from getting cold. Also, Allah created for us, for the heat of the sun and for saving us some oxygen, a protective layer around the earth called the atmosphere. This layer is called atmosphere. Atmosphere is a layer of gases. It's made of a mixture of gases. These gases surround the earth to protect it from the huge heat of, of the sun. So, these gases are protecting the earth from the outside to stop most of this heat from getting inside, to give us some warmth, but not to burn the whole earth. Also, there is one more important thing about this atmosphere. This atmosphere is conserving and storing oxygen for us, for all kinds of human beings, or generally all kinds of living things, whether they are animals, plants, birds, fishes, human beings, everything. We all need oxygen. That's why we need the atmosphere. So, atmosphere keeps oxygen inside, protects us from heat of the sunlight from outside. And as we say, the most important gas of this atmosphere is the oxygen, as we all, as living things, we all need it to survive. It's not in your curriculum, it's not important for you to know, but the atmosphere has layers, many, many layers: troposphere, stratosphere, mesosphere, thermosphere, and exosphere. All of these layers make the big atmosphere around the Earth. But this is not in your book, you should not know about it, it's okay. So, if you remember, the title of the topic was A World of Weather. Then I started speaking about something called atmosphere. So, what is the relation between atmosphere and weather? Weather is the atmosphere. Somehow, I'll tell you how. When the weather changes, the atmosphere change. How this happens? Let's take an example. Weather can be many, many, many things. It can be sunny, can be rainy, can be snowy, can be stormy, and so on. Weather can have many different phases. So, when the weather is sunny, in very hot summer day, when the weather is too hot and you feel too hot and there is a lot of sweating and you need to drink a lot of water, when the weather is sunny and hot, the atmosphere is sunny and hot. So, generally, I want to say that the change of the weather is also a change of the atmosphere. So, conditions in the atmosphere can change based on the change of the weather. That's why in the book, the definition of weather is the condition of the atmosphere at any place and any time. So, the weather we feel now, we feel a little bit cold because winter pretty much is coming, so the atmosphere is cold. So again, if you change the condition of the atmosphere, you also have a new or a different weather. So this is pretty much the weather. Weather is the change in the atmosphere. Again, what is the atmosphere? It is the layer around protective layer around the Earth that protects us from the big heat, the huge heat amount from the sun, and keeps inside the important gases we all need, such as the most important one, the oxygen. Okay? And this is about weather. If the atmosphere is warm and dry, the weather will be warm and dry. If the atmosphere is cold, weather is cold. If the atmosphere is rainy, the weather is rainy. It's repetitive and so on. The weather could be cool and rainy. Weather will be cool and rainy if the atmosphere is cool and rainy. So, what do we know so far? We know that we have a protective layer called the atmosphere. This layer is made of gases. These gases are important for all of the living things. The most important gas of these is the oxygen. We have the weather. Weather is the condition of the atmosphere at any place and any time. In this topic, in this PowerPoint, we are going to focus more and more on this one, the clouds. The clouds. Let's focus on the clouds. If you look at the sky, you will see different shapes of clouds throughout the whole year, and these clouds vary and differ depending on the weather itself. When the weather is fine in spring, you will see a different kind of cloud. When it's too cold, it's about to rain, you will see the sky is changing, clouds are changing. When the weather is too hot, extremely cold, and there is a lot of thunderstorms and thunder and lightning, this also have different kinds of clouds. So these are all of the clouds that we can see throughout the whole year, throughout the whole world. But in today's session, in this PowerPoint, we are not going to take it all. This is too much for you guys. So we are going to focus only on four kinds of clouds. This one, it's called the stratus. The line, linear clouds called stratus. These clouds are called cumulus. This very, very big, dangerous cloud, it's called cumulonimbus, cumulonimbus, This is too much, so I make it short. I can say it like cumulonimbus or comubus. Let's make it shorter like this. As much as we understand it, we can read it, we can pronounce it, we can make it easier. Also, we have cirrus. So, again, the four clouds for today are stratus, cumulus, cumulonimbus, cirrus. Stratus, cumulus, cumulonimbus, and cirrus. As you can see in this picture, they are not at the same height. Some of these clouds are low, some of them are in the middle, and some of them are really, really high. Let's start with the first one, the cumulus. This is the most common one. Cumulus is so special. It's too special. When you see it, you can find that from the down area here, it's flat and it's a little bit puffy on top. This is a cumulus cloud. There is another picture of the cumulus cloud. Immediately, when you look at this cloud in the sky, you will know that you will find out that the weather is fine. The weather is fine. It's not rainy, it's not cloudy. There will be no raining or lightning or storming. The weather is fine and the temperature is normal. Okay? So, this is the first kind. It's called cumulus. Cumulus, they have flat bottoms, as you can see here. The down area, the down of the cloud is flat. They have flat bottoms and puffy on top. On top, they are puffy. They look like small mountains or small hills. They are not straight like the down area. This indicates that there will be fair weather. Weather will be fine. It will be fair. Okay, so this is the first kind, the easiest kind. It's called cumulus. The second one is the long one. It has the long pronunciation. I call it commubus. I take it easy on myself. I say commubus. The commubus is the most dangerous one. If you remember, let's go back to this picture. This is commubus. It's too big and too powerful and too rainy. If you see cumulus on the sky, like this one, like these big pieces of mushroom, this is an indication there will be thunderstorm. The weather is too dangerous to be outside. Air or wind will move too fast. There will be a lot of rain, and on top of all of this, there will be a lot of thunderstorm. So this is the second kind. It's called cumulus. Let's read it together. By the way, all of these slides are taken from the book. So that's why if you want to replay this video and go to each of these slides, you can go to the book and find the exact same thing, exact same definitions and words in your book to make it easier for you to study from your book. So this is cumulus, clouds tall and have flat tops. They look like mushrooms and they produce thunderstorm. So first cloud is called cumulus, second cloud is called cumulonimbus, or let's make it easier, cumubus, and this one is producing thunderstorm. The other one, which is the cumulus, is telling us that weather is fair or normal or fine. Let's go to clouds number three, cirrus. Cirrus. Cirrus clouds, they look like the feather of the birds. When you see the sky doesn't have too much clouds, look like this. It looks like this. It looks like someone is wiping the sky with a mop or something. This is the cirrus clouds. If you see them, there is too much wind movement, and this tells you the weather is about to change. It's about to get a little bit colder, it's about to get a little bit windy, and so on. So the third kind of the cloud is called cirrus. They are the clouds that are thin and feathery. What does it mean, feathery? They have the feather shape of the birds, and they are formed high in the atmosphere. Again, let's go to the this picture to learn. This is cirrus. This is the one we talk about right now. It's too high in the sky. You feel it far away in the sky. Unlike the cumulus, you feel it so close to you. Stratus, you feel it so close to you. The cumulonimbus, you feel it's taking the whole of the sky. Okay? So we have cirrus. Cirrus is feathery. They tell you that the weather is about to change, and this is very important. The weather is about to change. This is another picture of cirrus if you want to see it in another way. So, these are our three clouds: one, cumulus; two, cumulus, or cumulonimbus, that's too long, cumulus is easier, cirrus, and the last one is the stratus. And it's so clear. When you see the sky like this, when you see the clouds look like this, immediately you know that there will be rain. There will be rain. Okay? But if the weather is too cold, not like here in Saudi Arabia, like outside of Saudi Arabia, if the weather is too cold and clouds in the sky are stratus, there will be snow. So it depends on the weather itself, the temperature. If the temperature is low or if the temperature is high. If the temperature is too low, there will be snow. If it's a little bit high, there will be rain. So again, the four clouds are cumulus, flat in the bottom, puffy on top, weather is fine. The second one, cumulus, they look like big mushrooms. They fill the whole sky and they make thunderstorms. Third one, cirrus. Cirrus are feathery. They look like the feathers of the birds. They are far, far away in the sky. When you see them, you know that the weather is about to change. Fourth, you have stratus. When you see the stratus in the sky, they look like blankets that you use to cover yourself with when the weather is cold and you need to get warm, like blankets of the bed. The sky gets a little bit dark, and this means there will be rain or snow. So that's it. This is our four types of clouds for this PowerPoint, and this is all what we covered in this PowerPoint. So, again, in these pages 304, 305, we learned that we have something called the atmosphere. What is the atmosphere? It's the outer layer of the Earth. It's made of gases and it's used for protection. It protects us from the high heat of the sun. Also, it provides us and it keeps important gases we all need, like oxygen. We learn about weather. Weather is the condition of the atmosphere at any place and any time. Weather is related to the atmosphere because when you change one of them, you change the other. The weather is the change of the atmosphere. If the atmosphere is cloudy, the weather is cloudy. If the atmosphere is cool, the weather is cool. If the atmosphere is warm, the weather is warm, and so on. Also, we focused on clouds. We have four clouds: stratus, cumulus, cumulus, and cirrus. Okay, that's it for the first PowerPoint. I'll get back to the live and see if you have any questions. Is the cumulonimbus is the one in the background of page 304? Let's see this together. Page 304. I think yes. I think yes. But let's go back to the book. Yes, yes, this is the one. It's too thick. It's too heavy, and it looks like mushrooms. Any other questions? Anyone? Do you have any questions? Or should we go to the next two pages? Okay, we'll have like 30 more seconds, then we go to the other PowerPoint, which is measuring the weather. So far, we already know about the weather. We know that weather has many kinds, can be rainy, stormy, can be cloudy, can be sunny, can be, and so on. So let's get to it directly. Measuring the weather. Okay, so we said that weather can be sunny, can be rainy, it can be windy. So, how sunny is it? How rainy is it? How windy is it? This is our question for this session, for this PowerPoint. This PowerPoint is covering two pages, 306, 307. As you can see here in this PowerPoint, we are going to try to learn about temperature and measuring weather, instruments or tools that we use to measure the weather. First thing we need to know is something called temperature. Sometimes when I ask the students in the class what is temperature, immediately they tell me heat. Temperature is heat. This is not entirely correct. Why is this? Because temperature is an indication of heat. It tells you about the heat, but it's not the heat itself. What does this mean? Temperature is a measure of how hot or cold something is a measure of how hot or cold something. When you have a lot of heat inside your body, we tell you you have a high temperature. If you have a low amount of heat inside your body, we say that you have a low temperature, and so on. So temperature is indication about the heat inside your body. If you look at this picture, before we look at this picture, let's see some real life thermometers. Each and every one of these is called a thermometer. They're different in shape, they are different in size, but they all have the same idea. There is a metal piece here, here, and here. It touches the body that you want to find the temperature of it, and it gives you the temperature in two scales. So the first thing we need to learn that temperature is measured, and it's measured by a tool or an instrument called thermometer. Thermometer. This is the tool that we use to measure the temperature. Okay? Thermometer or temperature has scales. What do I mean by this? Sometimes when I ask someone how tall are you, he can say to me I am 150 centimeters. Someone else with the same height can tell me I am 1.5 meter. It's the same height, same thing, but the difference is the scale, the unit that you are using to express the amount, to express the number. So, temperature can be measured in two ways by F, which is the Fahrenheit degree. This small circle above is called degree. So, temperature can be measured in degree Fahrenheit or in degree Celsius. Look at any point of this thermometer, look at your right, look at your left. Both temperatures are the same, but they are different in number because they are different in scale. Okay, it looks like some people are measuring distances with inches or feet, not centimeters and meters and kilometers like us. So you say a different number, but you mean the same amount. So to make it easier for you, we say that temperature is measured with the thermometer. The scales of the thermometer are degree Fahrenheit and degree Celsius. So this is our first tool. Remember that the title, the topic of this presentation, the tools that we use to measure the weather, whether it's the heat, rain, wind, and so on. First tool we use is the thermometer. We use the thermometer to measure heat, and it has two scales, degree Fahrenheit and degree Celsius. Let's keep going. This is a very important note. Temperature is different depending on the precipitation. Before we took a term at school, we took a term called precipitation. Let's write it here. Precipitation. Precipitation is anything that's coming out of the sky. Anything that falls from the sky is called precipitation. If you look at the sky, if the sky is cloudy, there is a lot of clouds like stratus. If you remember in the previous PowerPoint, you can say that sky can fall from it four kinds of precipitation: rain, snow, sleet, or hail. Sometimes you see a picture in a movie or a picture online of a very, very thick ice that is falling from the sky. This is called precipitation. If there is too much rain in Saudi Arabia, in our region, this is called precipitation. So, raining, snowing, sleeting, or hailing, all of these are called precipitation. So, the amount of precipitation or the type of precipitation differs depending on the temperature. If the temperature of the area we live in is above 0 Celsius, above 0 Celsius, where is the 0 Celsius? Let's look at it together. Oh, this is the Fahrenheit. I don't need it. I need the Celsius, the one on the right. Minus 40, minus 30, minus 20, minus 10, 0. If the temperature is at this point or higher, it will be rain. Precipitation will be rain. Okay, if it's below 0 Celsius, from 0, down 0, down, minus 10, minus 20, minus 30, minus 40, and going down, the weather will be really, really cold, which means it will not be rain, it will be hail, sleet, or snow. All of them are examples of ice. Okay, this is a very important note. There is a relation between precipitation and the temperature. If the temperature is high, above the zero, the precipitation will be raining. If the temperature is lower than zero, it will be hail, sleet, or snow. So let's focus more and more on the weather instrument or weather measuring tools. We already took one, we already know it, the thermometer. Thermometer is used to measure the temperature, and it uses two scales, degree Fahrenheit and degree Celsius. There is another tool, it's called rain gauge or rain gauge. Like the thermometer, it has different shapes and sizes. These pictures show you examples of rain gauges type. What is the rain gauge and why do we use it? Oh, how does it work? Rain gauge is a very, very simple tool. You put it outside at a certain time, you go away and you come after this time to see how much raining fall into this rain gauge, and it tells you the amount of raining. So a rain gauge measures rainfall. Rain can be measured in centimeters or inches. The scale on this rain gauge is centimeter or inches. So you leave it outside for a while, precipitation comes down, whether it's sleet, hail, snow, or rain, all of these, they come down to the rain gauge. Then you wait a little bit, then you take it away, you see the amount of rain that hit the rain gauge. So this is tool number one. It's called rain gauge. What is the function of the rain gauge? It's used to measure rainfall, the amount of raining. So this is the second tool. The first tool, the first instrument was the thermometer. Second one is the rain gauge. And as we said before, the temperature of the atmosphere is changing the type of precipitation: rain, snow, sleet, or hail. This is the thermometer. We already spoke about it, but let's read it quickly because we already know it. A thermometer is a tube filled with a liquid. When the air gets hotter, the liquid moves up. When the air gets cooler, a liquid moves down. We already know this. This liquid inside tells us the amount of heat. When it touches a very hot body or a very hot human, for example, the temperature gets too high, liquid gets high, and if it touches a cold space, a cold place, it gets down. We already know the thermometer, and we already know that it measures temperatures in two scales: Celsius and Fahrenheit. Third tool for today is the wind meter. Is the wind meter. From the name, it has something to do with the wind. It's called wind. So it measures wind. But what does it measure exactly in the wind? It measures the wind speed. The wind speed. As you can see here, it has many, many different shapes and sizes. But they are all have the same idea. Small fan attached to a digital number to give you the true number. How this works? You put the fan on the air, and the wind will hit this fan and will keep rotate it, and the speed of rotation, the speed of movement of this wind meter is written down here. So it's pretty simple, it's pretty easy. It's called wind meter. It measures how fast the wind blows. It measures how fast the wind blows. Or in other word, it measures how fast the speed the speed of the wind. Also, we have another tool, another instrument that we use to measure the wind, but not the wind speed, it is the wind direction. We all know this. We have four directions: north, south, east, west. North, south, east, west. Like the wind vane, you leave the like the wind meter, you leave the wind vane out in the air. You leave it out in the air, and the arrow, this arrow, this arrow, and this arrow will move, will point to the direction of the air. And depending on this direction, you will know where the air is coming from, where the wind is coming from, and where will it go. Let's take this one, for example. If you look at this one, you'll see that it's going between south and west. The wind is southwest exactly at this point. So it's coming this way, this way. Same example here. Wind is, let's see, south and east. So it's coming this way. You leave the arrow in the air, you let the wind move it, and you know the direction. So the difference between wind meter and wind vane is that wind meter measures the speed of the wind vane measures the direction of the wind. So these are the four tools that we use to measure weather. Quickly, let's recap again. We have four measuring tools. We have thermometer, rain gauge, wind meter, and wind vane. Thermometer indicates the temperature, rain gauge indicates the amount of raining, wind vane indicates the direction of the wind meter indicates the speed of the wind. So that is pretty much it. If you have any question, do we have some people here or we do not? Yes, we have four people. If you have any question, can ask me and I will answer it. And if you don't have, we will finish this session. And soon, inshallah, next week, we will have another session, another live YouTube session to explain more PowerPoints and more slides. So, do you have questions, guys? Well, I have no idea. I have no idea. I have to get back to the school and find this out. But we will have a long weekend next week. Any more questions? Okay, that's it. Thank you so much. Again, if you watch this live on YouTube or you watch it later on a video, I hope you find this helpful. Thank you so much and good night.